Center for Transgender Equality polled more than 90,000 binary and non-binary transgender people ages 16 and older. Now, the survey covered everything from family life, work and education, housing and public accommodations, and it found that the majority of people who have transitioned said they are satisfied with their lives. 94% who lived at least some time in a different gender report being a lot more or a little more satisfied with their lives. Only 3% indicated they were a little less or a lot less satisfied. The survey also asked respondents who were receiving hormone treatment how they felt about their lives, and nearly all of them, 98%, said receiving treatments increased satisfaction with their lives. Just less than 1% said taking hormones made them less satisfied. Let's talk more about this and the survey's findings with Rodrigo Heng-Lehtinen. He is the executive director of the National Center for Transgender Equality. Rodrigo, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. So first off, why did you do this survey? What did you set out to learn from it?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on today. Well, we really wanted to do this survey because there is so much misinformation about what it really means to be transgender. We wanted to be able to provide the public with some real facts. You know, transgender people, we're a really small population, so it's understandable that people may have questions about what it's all about. So we wanted to make as deep and wide of a survey as possible to really paint an accurate picture of who we are.
So then educate us about the misinformation. What are some things that, you think the public needs to get right about the transgender population?
Well, one of the findings that was so clear from the survey is that unfortunately, transgender people are still encountering widespread discrimination in our daily lives. And yet, overall, people are still saying that they are better off and feel more satisfied with life for having transitioned. And one thing that really stood out to me especially was growing family acceptance. Oh, nearly half, 49% of respondents said that their immediate family was supportive of them coming out as transgender. And that's just so heartwarming to me because at the end of the day, every transgender person is a part of someone's family, and everyone deserves to have that love and respect from
that is very inspiring and optimistic to listen to, that the acceptance from families. So the last survey was done in 2015. Has anything changed, or what has changed? I'm sure things have changed since then for transgender people.
Well, since the last survey in 2015, there's been a dramatic escalation in hostile state legislation against transgender people all around the country. So this time around for the survey, we asked people about if they've thought about moving out of the state that they live in because of the growing anti-transgender laws. And tragically, we found that nearly half have thought about moving only because of this legislation or policy that makes it hard to live their daily lives as openly transgender people. And even 5% of respondents have already moved. And that's just so heartbreaking. You know, moving is disruptive. No one should have to make a decision between staying in their hometown or with their family or having to essentially flee to another part of the country just to be safe.
Yeah, you mentioned these laws. A lot of states have passed, laws restricting or banning gender-affirming care. What would your message be to local and federal lawmakers with this survey?
My message would be to look at the data so you can see that actually transition-related healthcare is life-saving essential care. You know, it's understandable that people have some questions about what transition-related healthcare entails, especially for young people. It's reassuring to know that this has been researched for decades. It's healthcare that's been looked into by the American Medical Association and all the leading medical institutions. And they have age-appropriate guidelines to make this really work for everybody. And we found through the U.S. Transgender Survey that the overwhelming majority of people who've been able to go on hormones or access transition-related surgery are more satisfied with life after being able to do it. It's nearly 100% of respondents, which is just remarkable.
Well, it's a very important conversation. Thank you for bringing it to light. Rodrigo Heng-Lehtinen, thank you.